All right, so I know it's taken about 10 years in order to get back to doing the Ultimate Ninja series, and I know that people have been asking me left and right, Bob, when are you doing Ultimate Ninja 5? Well, it's happening, and I have a hypothetical question for everyone. You ever have a game where you're looking at it and you're waited so long to try it out, but then once you get to it, it's not that good, really, and you realize you kind of spent all your time and hype waiting up for it for nothing? Yeah, Ultimate Ninja 5 kind of did that for me. Now, let me be upfront and say, it's not that this is necessarily a bad game. I just struggle to think how this kind of holds the moniker of being 5 and not look more like 4 special edition. You know what I mean? I feel like in this day and age, it definitely would have been like a DLC add-on, but we'll get more into it because I know there's a lot of people out there who've not played Ultimate Ninja 5 for logistics reasons, which are very understandable. Never Come to America would do that, but I'm going to walk you guys through this, and let me address something really fast right now. Am I going to do the Sasuke bits at the very end of this game? Maybe. So when I say maybe, it's a bit of an uphill struggle trying to even get to that. And I've been told by sources that it's not even really that good. So I don't know. So I posit to you, YouTube. If this first video, and I don't like doing this, if this video gets a certain amount of likes, maybe 25-ish, basically tell me that you want me to do the Sasuke story and I'll do it. Not because I'm engaged in farming already, but more so I just want to know if it's actually something you guys want me to do. But that being aside the case, let's go into this. What's up, boys? Bob here. Welcome to the final of the Naruto Ultimate Ninja franchise, the OG Ultimate Ninja 5. The only game to never drop in America. I mean, it did come out in Europe, but frankly, the fact that this even came to Europe is already a miracle unto itself. Releasing originally in, let me check my notes. Wow, these are some weird dates right here, actually. December 20th, 2007 in Japan, and November 27th, 2009 in Europe. It took over a year. That's almost 2 years to come to Europe. What the hell? Okay. The weird stuff. Now, this game is famous for having never released in America, nor to release with any sort of dub in Europe as well. There's common speculation to this. The Naruto wiki posits that it was like logistics and some scheduling issues. My theory is that it was released too late into the PS2's lifespan. Well, at least overseas it did. Go figure. I think it was also just Bandai at the time, wanted to focus solely on the Storm games because Storm 2 would drop a year later on the PS3, and we all know how well that game did. Yeah, also the wiki does clarify time constraints and dubbing issues, which kind of checks out. It's like over 2 years for it to happen. Storm 2 is around the corner. I'm sure at that point they were just wanting to just wait out the rest of the PS2's lifespan, more or less. I'll have a little bit of history lesson on that later on. Also, yeah, the very last of the original Naruto Ultimate Ninja franchise. Every subsequent game after this will have some sort of moniker after it, such as like the Storm games. There's Heroes 3 and Ultimate Ninja Impact, so on and so forth. Prior game did actually drop in April 5th, 2007 in Japan and March 24th, 2009 in America and worldwide. So there is a very short turnaround already going into this game. Wait, let me double check that really fast. Oh, wow, they actually did it again. Wait, hold on. I actually didn't connect this sooner. Okay, so Japan's release date for Ultimate Ninja 4, April 5th of 2007. The release date for this game in Japan, December 20th, 2007. Wow, is that actually exactly 8 months? Yeah, that's exactly 8 months. Wow, we actually did do the EX thing again. This is not the first time this has happened with the Naruto game. I want to say it was Naruto GNT EX2. By the way, shoutouts, plugs to the Let's Play I did for that recently over on the channel. We did all of the Naruto GNT games and EX, and wow, it's very funny seeing like a pregnancy length of time between these two games. That's something. But anyway, let's go ahead and actually just start this game off. I have a lot more things to say. This game has some fascinating history to it. Also, yes, it gave us the option up front if we wanted to play in English or other languages. I appreciate that. I think it's because, this game was released in Europe, so I probably had to include it there. Hey, what's that thing that was just there?
やつが火影になんてなれるかよ。そうだろ、サスケ。
Yeah, of course that would end with Naruto saying, "How can I be Hokage if I can't even say one friend?" Ooh, wow, hi, that was nice to look at. And messed up sclera Naruto on here. I just noticed that. It's got the red iris, but not the red slit. That's fascinating. So, let me go ahead and address the elephant in the room right now. You saw a little bit in the opening credits and also with the intro slate. This is not supposed to be here. Okay, so let me just say first and foremost, a little bit of history lesson for this game. Although I guess maybe some more so after we get into this proper. So first of all, yes, new game. We're going to take this from the ground up. That way we can keep going in story mode. Very fun. All right, so part of the history doesn't even give me an option to just save right there. Okay, hang on. Well, let me go ahead and create a new save file first and foremost. This is the main save file I've been doing. I'm surprised my last save was even as far recent as that. I've been, I have done a practice run for this game, but truth be told, it was like over a year ago because I've been going through some heavy Naruto burnout. We'll talk about that a little bit more as we go forward. As soon as it lets me create a new save file, that is. And did it just crash? Wait, hold on, what? Yes, we are playing it raw, Alex, unfortunately. What happened? Why is my game frozen? Oh, there we go. It really thought about it just now. Okay. That actually threw me off. But yeah, let me just talk about a few things. So this game is very funny because I mean raw as an unmodded. No, this is, yeah, no, definitely not. Okay, so let me get to this. So because this game only had a European release and not an American release, we have a bit of a quandary here. So there's two ways to play Ultimate Ninja 5. One is in the original Japanese version with 60 frames per second because of the 60 hertz TVs they have in Japan, but not translated. Or you can play in Europe with the English option, multiple other languages as well, but only in 50 hertz, 50 frames per second. If you're younger, you don't know. This was a standard. This is because analog TVs ran off electrical signals on the electrical grid. Europe runs a lesser frequency because they have less power generation than we do in America and Japan. It's just a culture over there. Don't worry about it. It's long since been dealt with because of the advent of HD TVs. So, originally this game only had two options, either no English 60 or with English 50. And by the way, this is not one of those cases where the game will still like move the same speed but with less frames. The speed is tied to the frame rate. It runs slower in Europe. So those were originally our only two options. However, the Aleximo, however, in this case, I have a thing to show you guys. First of all, let me go ahead and get to this really quickly because I forgot to pull this up in advance. Oopsie. Okay, so there's gonna be a link to this down in the description below. Be sure to remind me if I did not do that. Someone here was an absolute madman and in the Giga chat and decided to basically do an English patch of the European version onto the Japanese version of this game, so immediately solves the frame rate issue. But also, this man took it upon himself to also fix some of the issues of our graphics about this game. One of them being the insane amounts of motion blur that have been going on. Motion blur, bloom, that kind of stuff in Ultimate Jutsu. And I gotta say, Ultimates at this point in time look absolutely stellar. Dude, it's a crime that we had so much motion blur going on in this. Look at this. Like, even just from this alone, sorry, I had to blow up a little bit, but like, it looks so much cleaner on the right side here. I think I know why. It's because back in the day, CRTs and whatnot, so it was able to better blend everything together. But no, this is really good. Hang on, let me get back into the game as soon as I unpause it. Okay. So this is that mod. In fact, let me go ahead and show you a little bit in practice mode exactly what this game looks like. By the way, yes, standard Naruto Ultimate Ninja. Oh, right. Oh, standard Ultimate Ninja Affair. You start off with just like the main cast generally, and you have like no one else immediately out the gate. We do have Vets Kurnar though. Very interesting. We don't see that a lot. Okay, so right. Also, this is the same old. If you have an Ultimate Ninja 4 save file, you start out with 100,000 Rio. Pretty good stuff. It's Rio, right? I'm not misconstruing that. Sorry, I've been really avid with Naruto and for the last, I don't know, dude. It's been a little bit. Again, I'll go over my burnout for the series a little bit later, but I have not been back on this train in a freaking while. Also, it's getting kind of a little hot. Let me check it really fast. Let me wind it back a little bit. There we go. Oh yeah, and also every time you come into a match here, of course, the CPU doesn't do combat stuff, but the tag partners do. Bob, what are tag partners in this game? We'll get there, don't worry. Have it so they don't use it. Also, make sure you press X, not triangle, otherwise it does not save your input. Wild stuff, dude. Oh my god. Okay, so first of all, let me just show you these ultimates, especially with the this patch enabled. Also peek. Yeah, dude, this is insanely fucking clean. Oh my god, you can also see like the low resolution Naruto stacked on top of each other. That's kind of good. Yeah, I'll take that, absolutely. All right, so, god, my volume is a little bit high, isn't it though? Hang on. You're right about there. Yeah, okay. Alright, so let's actually get to the gameplay differences for this game. So first of all, yes, there's not fundamentally much different from this game going all the way to 4 to 5. There was more changes going from 3 to 4 than from 4 to here. But there are a couple things that are noteworthy nonetheless. First of all, usual stuff, L2 and R2 are guard. X is jump, square is projectiles, circle is melee attacks, triangle is to load your chakra for an ultimate. Again, if you're more familiar with Storm, it is not like that in the original games. There's a couple of key differences that are going on, but you can effectively equivocate it to 2D Storm, basically. Now, everything else is pretty much the same. Jutsus, remember, also since Ultimate Ninja 3, I think it was, you can also combo straight into Jutsu as well. Whether or not it's real combo is up for debate, but that is worth mentioning nonetheless. Now, let's get to the tag system, why don't we? So, every character now, or sorry, not every character, anytime you load into a regular match now, whether a practice, free battle, you have to select an assist. It's kind of non-negotiable. I don't think you can start combat without it. Outside of story mode, which I think frequently is just single player anyway, it's kind of odd. But either way, you press R1, and one of two things will happen. If you selected the option for auto on the character selection screen, your character will just come in and do one singular attack, and then you can do whatever you want. If you choose manual, the game basically turns into Melee Ice Climbers, where you summon your partner and they basically mirror your movement. That's correct, right? I'm not misconstruing that. I think that's more or less like the broad strokes of it. But yeah, it's very finicky. If you choose certain partners too, you also get team ultimates, like you just saw with Sakura using Naruto as a wrecking ball, effectively. God. Some old humor for this game doesn't hit anymore, but sometimes, yeah, it's actually kind of good. All right, let's see. Is there anything else noteworthy to go over here at this point in time? I'm not too sure. A couple small things. I can't prove this for sure, but this fighting the CPUs in this game is a little bit harder. I think they bumped the difficulty across the board, but on the same note, I think when you're trying to mash out for a substitution jutsu, I think the inputs are easier. I can't prove this for sure, but it definitely feels a little less restrictive for getting subs out of the way for free. I can only assume that was some of the design mentality going to... Wait, no. That is not the case with Storm 3. Sorry, not Storm 3. Storm 2. Storm 2, I think it did ease up on how difficult it is to do subs in general, but it's still difficult to do there. Also, you can also do certain jutsu also with the right combination of characters as well. So you get a lot of benefits out of the choosing select characters. Who is talking in the background? Is that Jiraiya? That is so funny. And also, one very sad thing to mention is that summons are now out of the game. It is just Jiraiya talking. What the hell? Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's not the end of the world or anything, but I do think the giant summons from the old games were pretty cool. It is what it is. But yeah, if you play any of the old games, you basically already have your hand at the door or your foot in the door. Just gotta bear in mind that this whole system does exist. And it'll be very prominent. Well, I mean, it's already pretty prominent in Storm 1, but like it's a little bit more chaotic there with what the characters do when you summon them. All right, but aside from that, I think we're basically good. Now let's go ahead and start this game proper and show you why it doesn't feel like a sequel in the slightest. Although I'm gonna guess I didn't have the 100,000 Rio because it's a different emulator. Probably. I did have an Ultimate Ninja 4 save file, obviously from my old Let's Play of the game, but I think because I migrated from the regular version of PC SX2 to the nightly build, it didn't save my save file, so it is what it is. Anyway, yeah, the slot machines are exactly as they are as always. Put money in, you can get things to show off in the gallery. Good stuff. There's some other weird mechanics that go on with it too. I don't remember what they are offhand because it's been a bit since I played this game, but we'll get to that. We will get to that. Or I'll remind myself between recordings. Who the hell knows? All right. It's time, boys. Time for... Well, if I'm being honest, probably the real reason I haven't touched this game yet. The story mode of this game is really boring. Just like front to back. I'm not gonna mince words on that. It's kind of dry. All right, so. Hey, I wonder where I've seen this before. Are we at the Ultimate Ninja 4 and 5 conspiracy theory yet? You'll have to be a little more specific than that, but I think I know what you're referring to. Yeah, exactly how Shippuden started. Fun fact, I don't know if anyone, how many people actually noticed, but this, Shippuden in the anime starts with this, what's it called, a stinger or a cliffhanger, as well as Boruto doing that exact same thing. Have we gotten to the point yet, Boruto? I don't think so. Anyway. The manga, however, did not. The manga actually did start, I think, with Kakashi Gaiden, and then just cut right into this. Or not this, exactly, but going into Naruto reappearing in the village proper. But I think the animation staff knew exactly what was going on with the popularity of Sasuke back in the day, that they were like, yeah, let's just have as the start here, why not? Recalled watching episode 1 and being baffled, thinking it was watching the wrong episode. Dude, that's a fucking hilarious way to look at that. Yeah, we're still not here. Alright, let me be honest here. Since we're here, and obviously we've seen this a good jillion times. First of all, now outside. Yeah, we're not outside for this. Very funny. Historical inaccuracies of my Naruto. No kidding. But, yeah, I've been on some severe Naruto burnout. Well, first of all, I did like 5 Naruto games back to back a couple years ago. It was Storm Generations going into GNT EX1, 2, 3, and Special. So I think that was probably part of it, but also I've just been so annoyed with the series in general. Boruto has been such a shit manga. I did read a good portion of part 1. Actually, probably most of part 1. I just stopped after we got to the girl with the ridiculous hair because she was annoying me so much that I just was like, yeah, I can't get back to her right now at this point. I'm sorry, I can't. Hey, good flashback at least. What? I will never knock CyberConnect 2 for a presentation, however. Musical motifs eternally perplexing the series aside. Yeah, the cutscenes still look pretty nice, especially for PS2. Correction, you thought Boruto was good until it became bad? True! I did think, I like how Yamato is just somewhere way back there. Boruto was really good for a while. Like, genuinely some of the absolute best shit, especially with Kawaki and Naruto himself. Some of the absolute best character interactions I've ever seen this franchise produce, but at some point, especially after the first Otsutsuki was taken care of, not the first one, but the second one, it started really going off a cliff. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Plus, just the hindsight of seeing how much damage the war arc did to the Naruto series as a whole, I'm just like, dude, this is rough. I also, Bleach being so good, but there was one thing that's been drawing me back to the series. And it's so funny that it's a well, actually 2 things. First of all, Jujutsu Kaisen. That show knows something that this series really forgot. Hand signs are cool. Like, unapologetically, hand signs are really cool. And that show revels in it. This series, it still calls back to hand signs occasionally in fights, but the manga more or less just kind of gave up on it. And that is so eternally baffling to me. But another thing I've been doing out of curiosity to see if I can find any enjoyment in the series still is a little thing called I'm I like how it slid there. I kid you not, the Naruto filler. Now, I know a lot of you purists or old heads are gonna hear that and scoff and be like, Bob, you serious? Yes, I'm actually completely serious. Some of the Naruto filler is actually like way better than later Naruto stuff, as well as a lot of Boruto content. I'm not kidding about that. I, for the first time, watched the Power Arc the other day, and that was such a breath of fresh air, dude. Oh my god. That is unironically one of the best bits of Naruto content I've seen outside of Road to Ninja, and I do not say it lightly at all. Alex saying in chat, Kishimoto threw Boruto off a cliff. You're not that wrong, really. Meanwhile, Boruto filler is great. See, that's the thing I've been hearing too. The Boruto filler is so slice of life and really cutesy with character interactions, which is, again, something this series is destitute for sometimes. Character interactions. Like, anything involving Tenten, Neji, Lee, Shino, Kiba, that kind of stuff. Like, they remember side content. Again, those are just examples. Like, obviously not prominent Boruto characters. Anyway, yeah, because of the Naruto filler, I've actually been getting back into the series in a pretty good way. I marathon all 6 episodes of the Power Arc the other day. It was so goddamn good. Also, world building through the filler, through arcs that aren't involve other villages. Dude, seriously, yeah. They may or not be real, but god, they are so fun. Also, hi Sakura. I do. Hindsight being what is, I do still think sometimes early Shippuden, after the time skip, Sakura is cute, but man, knowing what this character is gonna go through still bothers the hell out of me. It's funny, in this one video I did a while ago when I was testing out OBS stuff, and when I was going over ranking Naruto arcs or Naruto fights in general too, I had no, it was a waifu tier list. Someone was like, Sakura is useless. Have you ever seen her in Shippuden? And I haven't responded yet. I'm just like, dude, I have. That's the problem. Sakura in his first arc is the most beautiful she will ever be. You know, that's a better way of phrasing it than I could have. So, yeah, straight up. Also, yes, I'm talking over all this because, I mean, if you're not familiar with this part of the story by now, I'm not sure where to point you but to the manga. Sakura and Boruto is very strong. Yeah, that is true. She is very strong. You know, it's funny because like the initial Boruto like pilot chapters that Kishimoto was working on, like with the fake Uchiha and whatnot, like Sakura was actually kind of a cool character there. Like she had agency and whatnot, which is more than I can ask for with a lot of woman characters in Naruto. Like, oh my god, why? Anyway, moving the character level 6 while pressing L2 or R2 results in the dash movement, allowing you to move faster than normal. Wait. Oh, right. So let me go over a few things about this that really pissed me the hell off. First of all, inverted camera that you can't adjust whatsoever, so it's going to eternally annoy the hell out of me. If you can't adjust it, I don't know where that is. Yeah, also save it as tutorial because you'll never see it ever again. Practice, you can practice. You can do practice from here? Oh, I completely forgot about that. Okay, hold up. Nope, not in here. So there's no option to adjust the inverted camera. That is very funny. Okay, so let me take this from the top down. You remember a lot of the really cool, like, exploration elements that was from Ultimate Ninja 4? Hell, not even going back to 3, just like with 4, like the dash movement, the Shao set that was in that game, how it made traversal really fast and actually kind of fluid and whatnot. Yeah, that's gone. It's just gone. Yeah. So surely a lot of combat's more or less the same though, right, Bob? Surely. I have some more bad news about that too. A lot of the combat that's on the open world has been really stripped back, and the combos are a lot less fun to do and it's a lot less fluid. God. God, I really just want to go back to playing Ultimate Ninja 4, I'm not gonna lie. This game is such a huge step back in a lot of respects from Ultimate Ninja 4, and that really annoys the hell out of me. I'm gonna say right now, also, YouTube, hi, I see you out there. Alex in chat is really big into this game, so if I ever had to lean on him for some information, I am not going to be shy about it. Yeah, we have covered this arc in Ultimate Ninja 4, Rev 3, 2 of the GT games, the first Shippuden Ninja Council game on DS, and Storm 2. Yeah, it's true. I haven't even touched half of those games yet, but you're absolutely correct. We've gone over this opening arc way too many goddamn times. And let's go check out Tsunade, even though we should go bump into Kakashi first. Interesting. That's the roof. We're not at the roof yet. Do not worry about this. I will say at least that all the landmarks are the exact same from 4, so that's a good layer of what's the word I use for this? Familiarity. So if you're familiar with 4, you should know a lot of the layout of the world, so you shouldn't really get too lost out of the gate, but then there's some areas where you will get lost pretty quickly. Also, yes, we are once again back in the Kazekage rescue arc, which we just covered in 4. Awesome. Also, Heroes 3. Thank you, Kurt. Also, hi, Kurt. So let me just tell you up front right now. This game is going to be strapped for content a lot of the time. Now, obviously, we did cover about maybe half-ish of the Rescue Gara arc in Ultimate Ninja 4 with the back half of the game. But we didn't get to cover with finishing it. It ended with the fake Itachi fight, which is cool, but that's where I left off. This game will at least cover up through that and through most, yeah, I'll say most of the Tenchi Bridge arc, which is fine, but I feel like all that combined, that should maybe only be like 3 or 4 hours of content. And then this game has the temerity to also throw a boatload of filler content at you. Like, yes, we're really not beating the allegations right now. It is all just filler. Good stuff. Not the bad arc, exactly, right? I still think the Four Tails fight's cool, but I understand the grievances chat will have with the Tenchi Bridge arc as we get to it. I get best character. Oh, by the way, yes, another really good filler arc I've been checking out or watched recently. It's like 13 episodes in length, but what was it called? Kakashi's Shadow of the Anbu. It has a little bit of a lengthier name, but it's a really good arc. Also gives really good story for Yamato. Formerly known as, what's this Anbu name? I forget off the top of my head. Tenzo, and what was his old code name? I don't remember. Something with a D. Anyway. Also, the point of the show where Troy Baker fucked off and Matt Mercer was voicing him the whole time. Very funny. All right, Bell Mission. Yay. We should make sure to say this game has bad filler because Ultimate Ninja 4 intro was amazing filler. Remember, that is true. Okay, so here's the thing about that. It's not story filler. It's just additional missions for the sake of expanding the game time. And yeah, that's probably like the worst way they could have gone about it, honestly. God, I love the filler from the first game. It's not even filler, it's just an original story. It was really good.